Hi, I'm John Talbott. I'm the Associate Director for the Center for Education and Retail Research and Retail here at the Kelley School of Business. And welcome to my second video, The Future of Retail Emerging Tech, Part 2. What are we going to learn in this video? Well, first of all, why do we need stores? The nature of stores have changed. Many of us have witnessed as a number of traditional retailers have closed stores over the last 3 to 5 years. What's the purpose of a store today? We'll learn about that. Secondly, why is customer service in a store more important today than ever before? The changing role of people in a store, I think, is really important. Thirdly, what types of technologies are influencing the customer experience as they shop? I'm going to show you an organizing principle around 3 buckets into which we can broadly place these technologies. Then I'm going to go through 10 different technologies and talk about each one so that you can understand how technology is influencing the customer's path to purchase and also how they engage with stores once they're in them. So this is one of the Amazon's new stores. This one is in Chicago, and they announced several years ago that they intended to launch physical stores, and they began to open stores. I believe the first one was in Seattle probably 2.5 to 3 years ago now. It's interesting because Amazon has announced they're going to open a number of these stores, and not a small number, over the next few years. And this is happening at the same time that many retailers, traditional retailers, are rolling back and folding up their store counts. So what's going on? Why is it that Amazon is embracing physical retail space while many others that have been in the physical space are walking away from it and actually spending more of the resources in developing their website? The answer comes down to the changing role of physical locations in today's environment. Traditionally, stores serve 3 or 4 purposes. These 4 purposes were to stock inventory, to transact, to display goods, and to inform or perhaps entertain if you're really a good luxury retailer. Today, we really don't need a store for at least 2 of these things, and those 2 things are to stock inventory and to transact. The Amazon Go store that you saw in the picture before has developed a series of in-store technologies that allow customers to simply fire up the Amazon app when they walk in and then pick whatever they want, put it in a bag, and leave. There is no transaction process that takes place within the store. Secondly, if you look at companies like Warby Parker or Bonobos, these are effectively showrooms where a customer can come in and see product and touch it and feel it, try it on, put it on their wrist if they want, put it on their eyes. But what they can't do is leave with that product. They don't stock the inventory there, which means that stores really are only for 2 things, and that's to display and inform or entertain. So what does that mean? It means that the associates in stores are no longer trapped behind a register and that their only role is really to take the customer's money. If you go to a Kroger, for example, most of the staff that's in the Kroger at any one time is dedicated to the front lines of actually checking out customers at the point of sale. You don't need that in the Amazon store, and I'm certain that other stores in the next few years will adopt similar technologies that will allow you to simply pay within the store and not have to go through a transaction line. This means that associates are free to engage with customers and help them enjoy the experience in the store by informing them, telling them jokes, keeping them happy, allowing them to touch and feel products, sampling if you're in this store, a variety of other things that make the experience much better because we're not wasting money on associates that do nothing but transact. Let's look at types of retail technology. So there was a paper that recently was published by a couple of academic researchers, and they've organized technologies into 3 broad types. These are product level technologies like product augmentation. I'll talk about that in a moment. Retail level technologies like manipulating the retail environment digitally, using smart fixturing or furniture as we might call it here, and then changes in payment technology like I just spoke about at Amazon Go that reduce friction in the retail space and make the experience better. Also, there's customer level transactions, so context aware, location-based apps that help the customer have a better shopping experience. Near-field technologies, for example, fall into this category. Product finding technologies, personal product assistants that help in selecting appropriate types of products like grocery lists, decision support, and then price comparison and enabling technologies. I'm going to go through an example of each one of these so you can understand them in more detail. By the way, the paper that was published listed over 170 different new technologies that are being dedicated to evolving the consumer experience at retail. What do we mean by product augmentation? So Layer is a company that allows users to connect their app with print and other signage in a store to create an augmented reality experience when they're in this, as they shop. This can be used to upsell, it can be used to show additional colors, it can be used to allow customers to understand how products work in retail by showing them a video in real time in the store. Layer has been used by Nike, Pepsi, and other big brands to create AR experiences around in-store printed materials. Very interesting technology, and expect to see more of this as Apple and others invest in augmented reality technologies. Lichttung is a German company that specializes in creating what they call attraction zones within the store. I think any of us that have been in retail for a while understand the importance of lighting in terms of influencing the consumer's decision to purchase. What Lichttung has done is actually taken that a step forward and digitized and used digital information about time of day and number of customers to change lighting during the day to make certain zones more or less attractive based on the type of customers that's in the store or the time of day for the store. And so expect that most of the interactions in the stores and things that we take for granted, like the lights, will be related in some way to digital technologies and to information that allow them to influence the perception of products in stores. Interactive display. This is an example of a cheese counter that was developed by some academics several years ago, and this is now deployed in a number of places. But the problem that grocers faced was that consumers would point to a certain cheese, and the person behind the display would not understand which cheese they were pointing to. What this technology does is shows a screen to both the consumer and to the customer service person, and the customer service person sees the cheese that the other person is pointing to. This is a combination of a depth-mounted camera and a deli counter that recognizes with accuracy with 2 centimeters of where the customer points. They subtract that distance and they're able to inform both, making the experience better. Payments. More than 40% of people that make mobile payments do so at Starbucks, if you can believe it. And of course, all the payments in the US, 40% of them take place at Starbucks, much more than Apple Pay, Google Pay, or Samsung Pay. But expect this trend to grow, and that in the future, not too distant future, many of us will choose to pay using these applications as opposed to traditional payments. And again, this allows us to reduce the lines at the counter and decreases the importance of that actual transaction within the store. I expect that we'll see elimination of transaction as a role in the store in the next 3 to 5 years. Not, of course, across all stores. Dollar General, for example, is always going to have cash registers, but many, many stores will embrace payment mechanisms that get the cash register out of the store. Listing applications. So this is a company called Favado, and what it does is it finds the lowest prices for a variety of different items at over 65,000 participating locations. And so once the app is connected to your mobile device, you can browse local sales, see available coupons, or search by certain types of food and scroll through deals at your local grocery stores and know everything about where you want to go before you actually leave your house. So quite interesting. There's a number of these listing apps available. Favado is one of the most widely used and most popular. NFC interactions. So this is near-field communications. Inside each Apple phone is a near-field communication device. And what stores can do is deploy small devices, beacons within the store, and it allows for very accurate measurement of location within the store. So, for example, stores like Best Buy can use this to allow for more specific information to be displayed to consumers and help them to sort through the myriad of product choices that they have in a store like Best Buy and find the product that's most appropriate for them. Another interesting thing is smart carts. This is an idea that's been around for 6 to 8 years now, but Walmart has embraced it, and they try to get the frustration of not being able to find what you want by allowing you to input your grocery list from the Walmart app, and the cart then guides you around the Walmart store. And expect this sort of thing to develop in a lot of different larger format stores, making the customer's experience in the store easier. And it helps them to compete effectively with Amazon from a convenience standpoint. Decision support. This is Good Guide is an example of this, where customers who want to buy Go Green products that are made in an environmentally friendly way, can download this app and find out more information about products that actually do a good job of being thoughtful around the ecology of our planet, or how they employ people in developing the products. So these come in a variety of different forms now. Good Guide is for those that are interested in having more of a green lifestyle, and helps them to make those decisions by informing them about products that are more appropriate for the way they want to live their lives. Price comparison has been around for a while. This is an example of an application that allows a comparison of price not only online, but also provides prices at local stores for items. You can take this particular application. It has a bar scanning tool at the bottom of it. You can scan an item in a store, and it provides you with feedback of other stores that have that in your area at a better price, and also gives you web-based information about availability of that particular item. So a lot of interesting things going on. Price is obviously a huge driver for consumer choice, and a lot of apps being developed in this space. Enabling technologies, finally, are things like biometric sensing. So biometric authentication is probably the future of retail security. We've all seen here in the United States the chip that's been embedded in our card. That was a response to try to improve credit card security after Target and other retailers experienced a large hacking that took place several years ago and cost them millions and millions of dollars. So I would expect that in 10 years, most transactions will be done through biometric readings like thumbprints, facial recognition, or maybe some combination of these technologies that allow very, very secure, personalized transactions to take place. This is something that could be coupled with blockchain technologies in some way to, again, ensure security around transaction. So, in summary, I hope what you see is that the role of a physical store has changed, but perhaps the store is more important than ever. And human facilitation of shopping is critically important within the store, because today the purpose of a store is to acquire customers, engage with customers, and inform them and entertain them around the offerings that that store has. And technology is being applied to retail in a myriad of ways, but in 3 large buckets: product level technology, retail level technology, and customer level technology. Billions of dollars are being devoted toward the development of these technologies to facilitate customer engagement at retail. Expect to see continued change as we go forward. That's my video, and I hope you enjoyed it. My next video will be on retail terminology, and I look forward to seeing you there. Thanks for watching, and I'm John Talbott from the Center for Education and Research in Retail.